Thank you, Ollie. Welcome, everybody. This is what it's all about, isn't it, the World Cup? Stories like we've had already for Cabo Verde, or Cape Verde, as we call them in the UK, preparing for another onslaught, I suspect, from the team that they're playing. Spain gave it everything, but couldn't break them down. They couldn't get past the now world-famous Vozinha in goal for Cape Verde. Can Uruguay break through tonight, Darren Ambrose?
I mean, you'd have to expect so. Similar to Spain, I think, as we spoke about before, faced 27 shots, the next year 2.29 against Spain. I didn't even concede. Not solely down to Vozinha. He played fantastic, but you've got to give the defence credit as well. The whole team worked extremely hard, but as you rightly said, it's more than likely going to be an onslaught once again this evening, and if they can keep Uruguay out, what a story it's going to be so far at this World Cup.
The referee is Norwegian Espen Eskas. He will be leading the officiating team. The two teams that are playing tonight line up as follows. Uruguay making two changes from their draw with Saudi Arabia. They have the very experienced Fernando Muslera in goal, Varela, Cáceres, Oliveira and Sanabria at the back, Ugarte, Valverde and Bentancur in midfield, Canobio, Viñas and Araujo up front. Cape Verde, three changes from that 0-0 draw with Spain. Vozinha is in goal, Marrero, Lopez, Borges and Cabral at the back, Pina the defensive midfielder, then it's Arcanjo, Mendes the captain, Montero and 36-year-old Gary Rodriguez coming in on the left wing. Gilson Benchimol is the other change. He will play up front. And what's interesting about the Cape Verde team, Darren, is that the average age is almost 31.
They're experienced and they know how to keep big teams out. We've already seen that. Look, a lot of these are going to be absolutely delighted to be here. It's a party. It's win-win no matter what happens. It was win-win against Spain. Everyone expects them to lose. They got the draw. Everyone expects them to lose again. There's a little bit more pressure on them today, having kept Spain out with a 0-0 draw. But look, you can tell by the atmosphere. I must say, the atmosphere at every stadium that we've watched, you and I have done a few together, has been absolutely brilliant, Mike. And I'm really thoroughly looking forward to this one as well.
It's going to be a hot one. It's more than 30 degrees centigrade in Miami. And despite the stifling heat and the humidity here, the age of this stadium means there's no roof and no air conditioning option. Hence, none of the games are kicking off until the evening. And as we watch on, the two head coaches very gleefully welcoming each other.
Come on, Miami.
A shake of the hand between Marcelo Bielsa, the Uruguay coach, and Bubista, the 56-year-old head coach of Cape Verde, a former Cape Verde international. He's remained calm throughout the tournament. He's tried to tell his players, remain calm. We've come here to try and do a job, and they've certainly done a job in round one of the group stage. Can they do it in round two against another team that have won the World Cup, albeit a long, long time ago in Uruguay? The countdown is on for Uruguay versus Cape Verde on Talk Sport. And it is Cape Verde in all red this evening who get this game underway. They will attack the goal away to the left in this first half. Uruguay in their customary light blue, dark shorts and dark socks, attacking the goal away to the right. And you could see from the close-ups of the players on the video screens that we've got that there were beads of sweat dripping from them, and they hadn't even gone out on the pitch.
Yeah, it's clearly a hot one there today in Miami. And I think I've been very critical of the drinks breaks so far, but maybe this is a game that they would actually need one. We're obviously going to see that halfway through each half. But yeah, you can see the nerves as well in the Uruguayan faces in terms of they know how important this game is. They've seen Spain get held to a 0-0 draw and they got criticised for that, and if they can do this again, Cape Verde, it'll be fantastic. So there's going to be an element of nerves in these Uruguayans.
They have possession on the far side of the field, their left. It's come infield to the centre circle and then out to this near side of the field with Guillermo Varela playing at right back, and they work it back across the back line, and Uruguay work gently forward down the far side of the field, waiting for an opening. Then it's a lofted ball all the way to the near side to Canobio, takes on his marker, but in the process fouls his marker, Sidney Cabral, and so Cape Verde get the first free kick of this game.
Yeah, good defending. They are very deep, Cape Verde, as they were in the first game. As we've seen here, Sidney Cabral just getting his body in between him and Canobio. He just drags him over, gives away a foul.
So free kick, which is going to be taken by Vozinha, resplendent in yellow this evening for this game. A raft of saves in that match against Spain. The hero in tears afterwards, and then suddenly a worldwide hit online, going from something like 50,000 followers to 15 million followers on Instagram in a matter of a week. So a man that not many people knew about 7 or 8 days ago is now a household name at the World Cup, as we get another free kick for another foul by a Uruguayan player. So
that's incredible, that, Mike, isn't it? As I was joking with Ollie before, 56,000, I'll be happy with that. To go to 15 million, the financial gains that he will get for that alone will be fantastic and thoroughly deserved.
Well, he could have a very happy retirement, couldn't he? He's currently 40 years of age. He turned 40 early this month. He still plays his domestic football in Portugal for Chaves in Liga 2, League 2. He's the second most capped Cape Verde player behind the captain, Ryan Mendes. Still 8 shy of Mendes. As I mentioned there, we have an average age of almost 31 in the Cape Verde team. 1 40-year-old in Vozinha, 6 30-somethings. It was a bit like Panama in the first game that we did. They had an average age of almost 30.
I think I'm right in saying Mendes as well, the captain, first player to reach 100 caps today for Cape Verde. What achievement as well for him.
Canobio is down inside the Cape Verde half, and we get a shot of the traditional ringside seat for Marcelo Bielsa, and that is on the icebox.
It's unique, isn't he, Marcelo Bielsa? We've been used to that when we see him at Leeds. So we're just getting a replay of Borges just putting his knee into the back of Canobio. That can be a sore one. He's a bit frustrated, he looks in a bit of pain, but he'll be fine.
I do remember doing a game at Norwich a few seasons ago when Bielsa was the manager of Leeds, and I went pitch side to do interviews, and while we were waiting to do interviews, he came out with a couple of his players, and they picked up all the rubbish and all the litter in and around the dugout area. He did it himself.
Amazing.
Which I'd never seen before.
Yeah, brilliant.
Right, we have a cautionary word here, possibly more than that. We're going to get a yellow card, the first of the game, inside 5 minutes for Sidney Cabral, who was the only player to commit a foul in the first game against Spain. He's gone in late on Rodrigo Bentancur, and I think quite rightly he's got a yellow card, his second of the tournament, which means he will not play against Saudi Arabia in the last game.
Yeah, and it's the right decision from Espinescas, the referee. He was very late on Rodrigo Bentancur, and he swiped his legs from underneath him, and it's real early to be receiving a yellow card
for
the left back. You think if you're Canobio now, Federico Viñas, you'd be looking to play down that side and really try and affect that.
Certainly a rather rash thing to do when you know you're on a yellow card, and if you get another one you're not going to play.
Yeah.
Well, you may not play again in the tournament. That's the worry, isn't it? But Uruguay coming forward down the far side. They've got some space, and they've worked it into the penalty area to the dead ball line. It was a fair tackle from Roberto Lopez, and it's gone out for a corner.
Yeah, I think he timed this perfectly well. One of those, the forward was just about to cross it in, and he slid and just blocked it. Espinescas just said, just wait a little while, just have a check. But there's nothing in that for me.
Roberto Lopez, Pico is his nickname, plays his football in the Republic of Ireland for Shamrock Rovers. He's got a Cape Verdean father and an Irish mother, and they're very proud of him being at this World Cup. He's going to have to defend this corner though, which is left-footed into the near post. Bentancur Rose. It'll be collected over on that far side by Cáceres, lofted away by Cape Verde. It's going to hang in the air 10 yards outside the penalty area, and eventually it goes all the way back to Vizinha, who hits it high, but again not much distance on the clearance, and Uruguay can work it back. Canobio on this near side, the Uruguay right. He's got support down the line if he needs it from Varela. They exchange passes, and eventually it's put into touch by Gary Rodriguez, and Uruguay have a throw-in. Rodriguez sporting a red headband, almost more fitting of playing at Wimbledon than at in Miami in the FIFA World Cup, but it is hot out there, and I think I'd probably wear a headband if it was that hot.
Yeah, you certainly would. You got the hair for it, Mike.
Valverde in the centre circle, goes long down the middle. It's a searching ball. He's looking for Bentancur, who's the most advanced player, but it's gone all the way out for a goal kick to Cape Verde. Just getting reruns of that challenge from Lopez. He was very careful not to commit too much, and he got the touch he needed.
Yeah, I think if you see this again, Araujo will be disappointed if he just got another touch to it. He had slid early, Lopez, and maybe if he just got there one more touch, Araujo might have conceded the penalty, but in the end it was well timed.
Vizinha was just warned by the referee to not delay the kick out of the penalty area too long. Remember, they've only got a certain amount of time to release the ball, otherwise they will be conceding a corner. It's happened once or twice in the World Cup so far. We've had 8 minutes on TalkSport at the 2026 FIFA World Cup in Group H, where it's Uruguay 0, Cape Verde 0. They both earned a point from their opening games. Spain won earlier today, quite convincing performance, the old Spain that we know, beating Saudi Arabia 4-0 to go top of the group. Here come Uruguay, away to our right. They've got space on the left edge of the penalty area. The ball is played in. An acrobatic diving header coming in from Maxi Araujo. It doesn't connect. And it's going to be cleared down the far side of the field. One back straight away by Uruguay. Matias Oliveira to the left-hand angle of the penalty area. Araujo gets it caught under his feet, and now Cape Verde go long, but it's wayward and all the way through to Fernando Muslera. We have 2 goalkeepers who've turned 40 this month.
That's brilliant. When you see that, they'll clearly look after themselves personally with the diets, nutritional stuff like that. Playing the World Cup at 40, but we've just seen there, it's all Uruguay at the moment. As soon as Cape Verde win the ball, they needlessly give it away with an aimless kick forward that went straight through to Muslera. They just need to look after it a little bit more because it's hot, and they'll get extremely tired if they just keep giving the ball back to Uruguay and let them come at them all the time.
Fernando Muslera turning 40 last week. He's now joint 3rd when it comes to caps. That's a great ball into the penalty area, headed down by Canobio, who claims handball. The rebound is then fired back in by Varela. Referee says no, it struck the back of his head, it didn't strike his arm. And there are no more complaints.
Yeah, I think he's given offside on the initial pass. It was a fantastic pass, and we've got lucky to get replays in front of us. It was millimetres, if anything. Wonderful pass, good delivery in the box. And it just come off his back of his shoulder more than his arm, so nothing in that for me.
Even some of the Uruguay fans remonstrating, suggesting it was a handball. We heard Ollie say that Luis Suarez is in attendance, quite expected really, being that he lives in Miami at the moment. He's playing for Inter Miami along with Lionel Messi. He would have hoped that he'd be down on that pitch playing at the age of 39, but unfortunately he didn't do himself any favour with criticising coach Marcelo Bielsa. Here come Uruguay. Again, it's going to be another corner from the far side of the field. They are exerting a lot of pressure down their left side.
Yeah, it's brilliant play. Viñas, Canobio, Araujo interchanging. Lovely passing. just maybe one too many passes, overdone it a little bit.
So another left wing corner, which will be swung in away from goal. It's high towards the back post. It's headed down and then hooked away, but it's going to hang inside the Cape Verde penalty area. Headed back by Viñas, still on the edge of the box. Still players jumping to head away. Eventually Cape Verde come away with it, and they're working it down this near side. In the end, Varela literally humps the ball upfield, and it will go out for a goal kick to Cape Verde. How would you assess the opening 12 minutes, Darren Ambrose?
It's very similar to the Spain game. It is all Uruguay. They're applying a lot of pressure, but you can see the Uruguayans getting frustrated. They're a well-drilled, organised defensive unit, Cape Verde.
And they're coming forward now, and it's played through the middle, and they're going to be in a good position here. Red shirts coming forward in support. Rodriguez on this near side, the left. Checks back. He's got two players in front of him, but he goes into the penalty area. Was brought down by Telmo Arcanjo, but his touch was a little heavy. But that was a promising move from Cape Verde.
Yeah, it was. Telmo Arcanjo I think may have just been getting in the way. And Montero was coming in behind him. Maybe a lack of communication. If he let that run, there may have been an opportunity to get a shot off. But that was promising stuff going forward from Cape Verde.
Normal service resumed, though, as has been the case for the opening 13 minutes. Much of the play has been inside the Cape Verde half and in Uruguay's possession. Canobio, one of the players in the team today, going down this right side, almost gets it away from the defender. Dani Borges played back into the box, and it's an easy claim for Vozinha. Made his debut for Cape Verde back in September 2012, so 14 years as an international. And finally, he gets some fame.
It's an amazing story, isn't it, that one? Good touch.
Lovely touch by Rodriguez, moving forward down the left for Cape Verde, away to our left. He's trying to outwit Sebastian Cáceres. In it goes to the box for Cape Verde, away. One or two cries for a penalty from those in the crowd. Eventually there's a foul, although the referee's played the advantage, and Uruguay have 3 against 2 coming forward. Near side play towards the far side of the box. Valverde doesn't connect like we know he can, and he pulls his shot well wide of Vozinha's goal, and his body language tells you that he should have done better.
Yeah, good break, end to end that stuff. Actually, Rodriguez with a lovely touch, little Cruyff turn inside Varela, and when it come down the other end, good advantage from the referee. There's a foul right in the middle of the park, and he played advantage. Canobio's been involved in everything at the moment, with a great ball out to Valverde, and just hooked his left foot shot wide of the post. Vozinha not troubled at all.
We know that Federico Valverde can strike them from distance. The man who plays his domestic football for Real Madrid. This is his 75th cap for Uruguay. Played every minute of the 2022 World Cup. And as recently as March, scored against England from the penalty spot. A late penalty to earn them a draw. Ball is played out to the left again. They keep going down that left channel, and it's now squared into the box. And Cape Verde take no chances here. Borges puts it out for a corner.
They don't seem ever panicked though, Cape Verde, in defence. They're under a lot of pressure. As you said there, Dani Borges just calmly just placed that out of play for a corner. Probably confident that his team can defend this. Uruguay will have another opportunity to put this in the box.
They've had a succession of corners in the opening quarter of an hour of this game, and they are threatening. Uruguay, another left footer, but it's in swinging this time. It's fairly straightforward for Vozinha, who just plucks it from the air and then looks around to see what options he has, and he drives it high down this left side. It bounces midway inside the Uruguay half, and Varela lets it run out for a throw-in. We can confirm that Vozinha's mum is in the building tonight, Ana Candida Evera. She couldn't make the first game due to the expense of the US visa, but given the story that's been created by her son, funds have been made available, and she is here watching on in Miami, flying in from Cape Verde to see her son in action. Uruguay, a wayward ball from Manuel Ugarte, which goes all the way out for a throw-in in line with the Cape Verde penalty area. 16 and a half minutes on the clock, no goals as yet. Uruguay have been the most threatening team, but they haven't really tested out Vozinha. Marcelo Bielsa, he's done away with the glasses. He's sat with his hand against his chin, just watching on intently as his team have possession in central midfield with Rodrigo Bentancur. Left it goes to Valverde, looking for options, then lifts it over the top. It's a nice ball to this near side, but a bit high for Varela to bring down, and so it touches his shoulder and goes out for another goal kick.
Yeah, it just seems an element of frustration from the Uruguayans at the moment, trying to force the pass. Two in a row that was. One out to Canobia, one out to Araujo.
There are some big names in the crowd tonight. Just had a shot of Arsene Wenger, the former Arsenal manager. Seen Cafu, Edu, former sporting director at Arsenal. He's here as well. The FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, is also in the crowd. And what is a very sticky night in Miami. Canobia, you wouldn't know it though, because he's running really hard at the moment. Referee has penalised him again for a foul before he can get anywhere near crossing, and he's quite surprised that he's been penalised. Sidney Cabral, I think, wants some action to be taken. He's already been booked. I think it certainly didn't warrant a yellow card, and it was fairly 50-50.
Yeah, I'm not even sure it was a free kick, to be honest. Maybe it just toed his ankle as he got the ball from behind, so yeah, probably the right decision, but nothing else in that.
Cape Verde have a throw-in on the far side of the field, away to the left. That's midway inside the Uruguay half. Goalless in Miami. Borges, short, we're back towards the halfway line, now to the left. Cabral will miss the game against Saudi Arabia with accumulation of yellow cards, forced back to go the man dressed in yellow, Vozinha. It's very patient, it's a little slow, and it's allowing Uruguay to press high, but it's a lovely Cruyff turn to get away from a Uruguay player, and they're charging forward down the right hand side, and the referee, who is right there, will give a free kick to Cape Verde and give out a second yellow card of the game, and this one has gone to Manuel Ugarte.
It's a great run, absolutely brilliant. Arcanjo, one into the other. It was actually Bentancur that got the foul. I thought it was Ugarte as Bentancur got back, gave away the foul, and it's a clear yellow card. And it's a free kick, probably 35 yards out, centre of the pitch. Maybe an opportunity to get a shot at goal.
First yellow card for Uruguay at the World Cup. Rodrigo Bentancur. This free kick is just to the right of centre, probably about 35 yards from goal. Is that Darren Ambrose territory, or would have been back in the day?
I was definitely shooting, whether it was or not.
I can remember you scored. Was it Charlton you scored an absolute screamer from a long way out?
Probably Palace, Aston Villa. 37 yards that. 2 yards out from this.
This is about
not that I remembered.
This is about the same position from which you scored. And Cape Verde might try their luck here. It is driven in right-footed. Oh, it's in! It's found its way past Fernando Muslera, and Cape Verde have scored their first World Cup goal, and the player who has scored it is Kevin Pina with a rocket of a free kick. Uruguay 0, Cape Verde 1. Wow.
Look at the scenes, Mike. Look at the scenes of this. We thought the Spain 0-0 was good. Wow. And I was just going to say, you can't be bending this free kick. You have to strike it. I want to see it again. Is there question marks over Muslera in the Uruguay goal? Kevin Pina doesn't care. Look at the scenes in front of us. It's absolutely outstanding. The whole squad, the whole team, all the staff celebrating with Kevin Pina. As we're lucky, we get the replay in front of us. Determination in his eyes. He runs up, strikes it in the middle of the wall. I don't think Muslera has a chance. The wall breaks early and it goes bottom corner, skims off the post and makes its way. You've got to question the wall. You've got to be braver than that. Nestles into the bottom corner. Brilliant.
Muslera was a little bit too far over to his right, but as you say, Darren, his wall did not help him at all. That said, it was a really good hit from Kevin Pina, and there are some scenes in the crowd. There are some scenes off the bench at the Miami Stadium. It's a remarkable story. It was already a remarkable story. Cape Verde lead against Uruguay.
It's absolutely brilliant. Just watching those scenes. This is what the World Cup's about. This is why they changed the format to 48 teams. Muslera will be disappointed. It was 35, it's a long way out. He should be disappointed with his wall. There's Araujo and one other. I'll confirm when I see this again. Not brave enough. Broke, turned their back. Probably the sight of the goalkeeper, Muslera, was stopped by them. Take nothing away from the strike though.
Kevin Pina's fourth goal for his country is by far the most important, as Uruguay tried to respond immediately down this near side their right. Canobio has got support from Rurella. He's also got support further down the line from Cáceres, who switches the play to the Uruguay left. About 35 yards out, now central, Ugarte pushes it to the left. Coming forward now, they move it out towards the left flank. Cape Verde, so many players back to defend, and now it's a long-range effort from Federico Valverde, which is blocked and goes out for a corner to Uruguay. We have passed the midway point of the first half, where we would normally have a hydration break. I suspect once this ball goes dead, we'll get it. Uruguay take a short corner on the far side, back towards the angle of the penalty area. Cape Verde trying to block it off. There's space been created. Now to the edge of the box. Valverde, right-footed shot, takes a deflection and is hooked away by the left leg of Borges. The referee's going to hold up for a second. You just patted your arm, Darren.
Yeah, it looked to be handball. We're seeing it again.
Oh, it is handball.
He's hit him on his hand, but is it in an unnatural position? I'm not so sure.
It's Roberto Lopez, and he was trying to pull his arm back, and it struck him probably on the wrist as his arm was at his waist. Would that not be harsh, or has that affected the flight of the ball?
Well, he's given a drinks break, so I think they've seen enough. I don't think it was an unnatural position. As you said, Mike, he was trying to bring his arm behind his back. It was struck really well, and it has hit his arm, but that would have been extremely harsh if that was given.
So no penalty. We have a hydration break, a time really for Marcelo Bielsa to try and get into his players, because Cape Verde have the lead in Miami thanks to a 35-yard free kick from Kevin Pina, their defensive midfielder, a raking shot along the ground which went through a pretty weak Uruguay wall and wrong-footed Fernando Muslera. And the scenes now, with the music coming up for the break, are bouncing about. It's all the Cape Verde fans.
It's just what dreams are made of for these Cape Verde fans, for this Cape Verde football team. Babista has clearly organised this team defensively, absolutely outstanding. They're really hard to break down. They're confident when they're getting under pressure. They're calm, they're cool, they give away corners if they have to. As we're looking at the free kick in front of us, it's Araujo and it's Viñas in the wall, and they're too weak. They're not brave enough. They break. They give Pina about 2 foot to aim for in between them. And if you're Muslera, you'll be disappointed with yourself, but you'll be disappointed with the wall. Not strong enough.
As we hear House of Pain, well, you could say that the Uruguayans have the pain, and the jumping around is being done by the Cape Verde fans.
Very good.
26 minutes, the clock ticks round. We get a replay, slow motion replay of a thoughtful Fernando Muslera He's experienced enough to try and shake that off, though, isn't he? He's not the kind of goalkeeper that would let it affect him.
No, of course not. He'd done everything right in terms of maybe he was over a little bit, but he had the wall covering. Two in the wall's fine from 35 yards. You don't expect them to strike it really well. It's a good strike, but can't stress enough, the wall was really weak. They just broke. Probably affected the sight of Muslera as they broke, and it went through the middle of the wall, and it was too late because it was well struck. He was over a little bit and he couldn't get down quick enough. Take nothing away from the strike though. Take nothing away from the scenes we see after. Kevin Pina. Now they have to hold out, and if you take the Spain game, they're really hard to break down, and Uruguay have already found that in this opening 25 minutes.
It's a sight to behold. Sat on his icebox, Marcelo Bielsa, head down, staring into the ground, tapping his fingers on the box. He's just had a chance to have a word or two with his players. Can they respond? They're going to have a throw-in deep inside the Cape Verde half on the far side of the field as we resume after the hydration break. If you've just joined us, it's Uruguay 0, Cape Verde 1. Yes, Cape Verde has scored a 35-yard free kick. They're in the lead, but Uruguay are trying to get back, and it's Valverde on the volley from the angle of the penalty area, high and wide. But they've not really tested out Bozinia yet at the other end.
No, they haven't. As we mentioned, it is all them. They're applying a lot of pressure without really any goal-mouth action. Valverde, you'd have to say, is the most threatening. He got in, had a left foot shot that he struck wide. This one he hit really well, right foot volley on the angle. It just went, as you said, high and wide. But they just look like, at the moment, early into this match, they're running out of ideas already.
So Kevin Pina goes down in history as Cape Verde's first goal scorer at a FIFA World Cup.
Wonder if he's on Instagram.
Sorry?
Wonder if he's on Instagram.
Oh gosh.
How many followers will he get after that?
That's a good point, actually. Yeah.
They'll be competing, Bozinia, Kevin Pina.
Pina, not one of the 30-somethings. He's just shy of his 30th birthday. Plays his club football with Krasnodar, should I say, in Russia. Making his 33rd appearance as they have to defend here, and they do it calmly. They are pretty calm about things. They don't seem to panic, Cape Verde, and they have it on this near side with their number 10, Jamiro Montero, vastly experienced, made his debut more than 10 years ago. Just takes a tumble, not for anyone else is doing, just lost his footing, and Konobia for a split second has possession of the ball before Cape Verde win it back. They look really confident and determined now, having scored that goal, and they're playing and pressing as much as they possibly can. All the way back it goes to Fernando Muslera, playing his fourth World Cup, but has actually been at his fifth World Cup as Fernando Muslera, unused in 2022. Uruguay have it on the halfway line, trailing by 1-0 in Miami as we approach the halfway mark. You're listening to Talk Sport. We're bringing you every single World Cup game on the networks. We're in the second round of matches in the group phase. Both these teams drew their first match. Uruguay trailing in this one, but they're pushing forward. Valverde can't break through that red wall of Cape Verde players. And Montero on the near side shows a bit too much to the Uruguay player, and it's Ugarte who fouls him. I heard a little squeal from Jamiro Montero, but he's back on his feet.
Yeah, he got away with that one, really, Montero. And you know what? They're starting to try and play out from the back, Cape Verde. Maybe that might be a mistake, but at the moment they look comfortable. Just miscontrolled it, Montero, and as he miscontrolled it, he just managed to get there first in front of Ugarte, who just brought him down. And Bozinia just kicks the ball out of play.
Worth pointing out that Uruguay didn't get out of the group stage in 2022. They were in a group with Portugal, Korea Republic and Ghana, and that's as far as they went. Their best performance in recent years was 2010, when they finished fourth, Prior to that, they finished 4th in 1970, and as we know, they were the first winners of the World Cup back in 1930 and again in 1950. So, English fans, 60 years of hurt. They've had 76 years of hurt. Uruguay. And it's hurting tonight because they're trailing to one of the smallest nations to have ever appeared at a World Cup. Forward it goes, cleared away into the Uruguay half. They're attacking the goal away to the right, Uruguay, but they're being repelled by Cape Verde. Canobia comes short, almost as far as the halfway line to get the ball. It's then played into the centre circle. Oliveira into Ugarte, who comes forward slightly. They move it towards this right side. Varela, but they're just being forced back. Cape Verde have every single player in their defensive third at the moment, as it's played over the top. Varela nods it infield. Cabral hooks it to the edge of the area. Back it comes from Ugarte, but it's tame.
It's just frustrating them, aren't they? You called it 5-10 minutes ago. You said it's a red wall, and it's exactly what it is. Benchimo, who's a bit isolated up front. Every player, he's the furthest forward, but he's 35 yards from his own goal. All 11 players, and they can't break it down at the moment, the Uruguayans. They're trying to force it over to Canobio, over to Araujo, and it's just going out of play. And there's a frustrated figure sat on the icebox on the Uruguayan bench.
And also up in the boxes, because we just got a shot of Luis Suarez. Now, Cape Verde on the attack here. It's 1 against 1. Benchimel overdid it. He tried one more touch to go inside when he might have been better off just pushing it to his right and having a pop.
It's the wrong option, Benchimel. You see the run of Telmo Akanjo, who won the ball initially, and he thought he didn't have another defender to beat. He used his run, cut inside. There was another Uruguayan defender there just to clear it when he probably should have just rolled in Arcanjo for a one-on-one.
Kevin Pina's long-range free kick still has Cape Verde in front as Valverde goes for the long-range effort. He's checking his boots. His shooting's been off tonight. Maybe he's got maybe there's something wrong with that boot of his, because he's normally very accurate.
Well, he's definitely off because he's checking his left boot, and it was his right boot that he shot with. So something's clearly going wrong with Valverde. But look, he's the most threatening, but they're just frustrating them, and they're limiting them to shots from 25-30 yards out. And the form Vazine was in, particularly in the first match, and the way he started this match, he had brilliant shot to beat him from that distance.
Wouldn't it be remarkable if Cape Verde can hold on to this? They would be level on points with Spain and be in control of their own destiny and be on course for the road to 32.
It would be amazing. What a story it is already, by the way. Whatever happens in this match, what a story it is already. And Nova Bista will want to get them in at half-time, 1-0 up, that's for sure.
The ball is just inside the Uruguay half, and it's been brought forward by Ugarte towards the left. Worked infield. We haven't really mentioned Maxi Araujo's name much at all in this first 35 minutes, because he's been swamped by red-shirted players whenever Uruguay get in and around the edge of the Cape Verde penalty area. They're all back again, look, in that defensive third. Yeah. Everyone, including Benchimol, the striker. He's doing his defensive duties, and now they look to break, which is what they're good at. And they're coming down centre field. The options are limited, but it's played to the left here. Sidney Cabral picks it up, moves into the Uruguay half. Canobia then fouls him again. Those two are having a right old battle in this first period. Cabral has already been booked. Canobia has conceded at least 3 free kicks against him, but he's escaped a yellow.
Yeah, it's very physical, this battle. As you just said, Sidney Cabral, after done 45 rolls from side to side, he's already been booked, Sidney Cabral, so he's obviously wanting Canobia to be booked as well for that. I don't think it's a yellow card. Did kick the ball at him while he was on the floor though.
Agustin Canobio, just the one appearance at the 2022 World Cup as an 80th minute substitute against Ghana. Plays his football in Brazil for Fluminense. His father, Osvaldo, also played for Uruguay. who have to defend again. Oh, that is a delightful ball here. Cape Verde attacking, moving towards the edge of the area. Montero, I don't know what happened with his legs there. They were just getting twisted up like licorice, and he couldn't go anywhere. And now Uruguay try to move away, but they've given away possession. Montero will get a chance. It's played to the left here, midway inside the Uruguay half, moving to the edge of the area, laid off by Ben Chamol. The confidence in the Cape Verde team has gone through the roof. There isn't a roof here, but you know what I mean.
They are really confident now. They're playing some lovely stuff as well. Ben Chamol with a lovely little back heel flick to the on running forward. It was Mendes, couldn't try to get his shot off. I just think, as you just said, Montero just got through. Sometimes just put your foot through it, get your shot, but he just got caught in two minds, whether to dribble past the defender or hit the shot. He did neither in the end.
Throw in on the far side to Cape Verde. We're 8 minutes from half time, and we're watching Cape Verde lead Uruguay by 1-0. Kevin Pina with a long-range free kick in the 21st minute is what has Cape Verde in front. And at the moment, the confidence is flowing through them, and they're attacking down the left side. Cabral, oh, he's gone long, and Muslera clawed it away with Ben Chamol coming in behind him. And had he not got a touch on that, Ben Chamol was close to getting to it.
Oh, it's brilliant. First of all, I thought the cross was heading in. It wasn't, and as you said, as Muslera's jumped, got a lovely touch, because Ben Chamol was there. May have just gone beyond him, but he was looking to just nod it or volley it into the back of the net, an empty net. They're pushing for another on Cape Verde.
Muslera has to be aware again. Corner from the Cape Verde right. Sidney Cabral has gone all the way over to the other side of the field to take it. It'll be an out swinger. He hesitates, then sends it low to the nip. Oh my goodness, he was trying to catch out Muslera.
That'd have been some effort on goal, that. So it was an out swinger, but he tried to hit from an in-swinging position into the empty net to catch Muslera out. He just hit the side netting.
Uruguay had some work to do. If they can respond before the break, it would change the dynamic of the game. But at the moment, Cape Verde are comfortable in many respects, even though they've had to defend a lot. But then they've done that already. They did it against Spain for a full match and did not concede. Now they have an advantage to hold on to.
They just look so comfortable in defence. Well organised, well drilled. As you said, most of their players within 35 yards of the goal at all times. But then they counter with pace. And that can hurt teams. And it already has at the moment so far from the Uruguayans.
The ball is towards this near side with Bentancur. Down the line for Canobia. Crosses in, it's a good delivery, deep to the far post. The header comes in, and it's a poor header in the end by Araujo. He got right underneath it and just loops harmlessly over the bar. And it sums up Uruguay's shooting in this first half.
Yeah, it does. Good ball into the box, Canobio. As you said, Araujo just got underneath it, didn't time the jump well at all. No danger for Vizinha whatsoever.
And it's Vizinha's goal kick that lands on the head of Cáceres, sporting a Zorro-like protective mask. Ball's played down this right side. Cape Verde fans are providing plenty of vocal support, where Sidney Cabral is taking the throw-in just to the right of the Cape Verde dugout. In front of that, very calm-looking Bobista is walking up and down. He might not be so calm now because Uruguay are trying to attack, and it might fall here. They got the run of the ball there, did Cape Verde. That could have easily landed at the feet of a Uruguay player in the penalty area. As it is, though, it's back with Bentancur. Varela's making a charge down the near side, the right. He's now got it at his feet. Canobia 10 yards in front of him. Bentancur to the left. He goes to Bentancur and via Cáceres. It's played to Oliveira, and Oliveira swings it in early. Again, snuffed out by Cape Verde, who've defended solidly throughout this first half. Ugarte lays it off. Uruguay come again. Canobia towards this right side. Now he goes down the channel. Bentancur almost at the dead ball line. They force back again. They have to keep going backwards. They can't find a way through. And Cape Verde have a player down at the moment. It's a problem as the cross from the left comes in. And still, they have to defend. They want to get some treatment for Telmo Arcanjo, who's struggling inside the D. I think he might have pulled his hamstring. They want to get the ball out of play because effectively they're down to 10 men. He can't run. Cáceres, still Uruguay inside the Cape Verde half, trailing, yes, by a goal to nil to Cape Verde. Midway inside the Cape Verde half, they're nearly all on the edge of the areas. Cáceres goes long range and has his effort blocked. And then it's hooked away by Rodriguez, and the runner was Benchimol. He's been working so hard in that striking role.
Yeah, he has, but I think you're absolutely right. They need to try and get this out of play because they are effectively down to 10 men. Arcanjo, his hamstring, it seems to have gone, and he's really struggling to move himself around.
Uruguay have it on the right, near side as we look. Canobio bearing down on Cabral. Plays it across the box. It's read by a Cape Verde player, but they haven't really got an outlet because they're all defending. And then Borges, incredibly, literally, palms off a couple of Uruguay players and then hits a wayward ball forward.
I don't know if he's hit the ball forward or he's seen Muslera off his line, but it's a real speculative effort.
The ball still hasn't gone out, and Arcanjo is on the ground again. Uruguay from the left, attacking, looking for an equalising goal. It's lifted into the penalty area. Bentancur goes up, it hits the post, and the rebound is nodded in on the line by Maxi Araujo. An unmarked Maxi Araujo, who scored the late equaliser against Saudi Arabia. He's equalised again, to the delight of Luis Suarez and the Uruguay fans. Just as we approach half-time, it's Uruguay 1, Cape Verde 1.
They're not happy. Cape Verde players are not happy at the moment. As we spoke about, Arcanjo was down, and there was a moment in this build-up of play before the goal. Viñas was helping Arcanjo, lifting his leg up. As he sees his team pushing forward, he's thrown Arcanjo's leg to the ground and attacked. And it was him that got the initial header in on goal. It wasn't him, sorry, but he was the one in the box. It was Bentancur that come in behind. Lovely header. Might have missed it, might have been the defender got his head to the ball, and there was Araujo following up. But the Cape Verde players are not happy with this. It was Cabral, the header that hit the post. Araujo following up. It's a bad taste, bad look on this goal as well. When you're helping your opponent. I did say, we both said, you need to get the ball out of play, get some treatment. Arcanjo was really struggling, but they didn't care, Uruguayans, and now it's 1-1 just before half-time.
Yes, it could be seen as being a little unsportsmanlike, but there's no...
You've got to wait for the rest.
There's no obligation for
Viñas
to have to stay there. He saw his team attack.
Yeah, agreed. And I think the bad look on this is he was helping Arcanjo with his leg. Essentially, that moment there, maybe the official Espanesco should have stopped it because he was helping him. He didn't throw his leg down. He let go of his leg when he see his team attacking. And as you said, he's got no obligation to help him, even though he was. But that doesn't look very sportsmanlike, as you said. That's the word. It's not very sportsmanlike, that.
Well, Arcanjo looks like he's going to try and soldier on here. He stayed on the pitch. We're about to restart. We're into added time now. There are 5 minutes to be added on.
Can't be cramped, surely.
Well, he was struggling for a good couple of minutes, and he kept clutching at the back of his leg. You would normally assume it's a hamstring. I think he is not going to be able to continue because they are getting Derry Duarte to come on, and he's just been given some instructions. I think initially he thought he might have to try and go through the half time. He's saying calm. I think he wants to stay on, Darren. He doesn't want to come off.
I mean, then if this is the case, then as much as it is a bad look.
Well, now the referee, Espen Eskas, is actually urging him to go off, and he's trotting. He is actually trotting.
He has to go off, Mike. He has to go off. There was essentially down to 10 men. That whole bad sportsman look was down to that situation there. You can't then stay on.
Have they actually made the substitution? The player hasn't actually come on yet. They're down to 10 men now. Duarte didn't come on the pitch. 5 minutes of additional time. We're into the second of those minutes, but I think we'll have another minute or two.
So he essentially must have been given treatment while that celebration was going on.
That's what it is, and he's going to come back on. It was all rather confusing because they got Duarte ready. You assumed he couldn't continue, but he's going to come back on. The referee wanted him off the pitch. That, in my view, that ridiculous rule where you have to go off the pitch to come back on again. So they're down to 10 men. He's still not come back. Montero has it, and Cape Verde come forward. Their lead has been wiped out by Araujo's header. But still, it's 1-1 in Miami. As Montero goes long, it's too long. And it goes out of play on the far side of the field. And still, why can't he come back on? I don't understand.
No. I don't. Maybe Ollie will have an idea at half time. But however critical I was of Viñas helping him out, if he's come back on, it was only crap. Then, as we've said, no obligation to help him. He's seen his team on the attack and went and supported them, and his team are back in it. This is the World Cup.
Cramp after 42 minutes? Have you ever known that? I know it's hot out there.
No, I haven't, no.
Uruguay have it. And we're deep in added time at the end of the first half. It's been a fascinating contest. 1-1 the scoreline as Uruguay move forward down the far side. Played in nicely into the channel. Araujo cuts it back looking for Bentancur. It's going to be taken away on the far side by Cape Verde. Now back again with Uruguay. Valverde in, keeps knocking it in the channel. Oh, goodness me. Borges has clashed with, is it Viñas? Viñas went down as if he was struck in the face. The referee is now blown up to see if he's okay. I think he was caught in the face.
I think he was. I don't think there was any intent. I don't think he was caught in the face. Maybe a flailing arm. I think he actually fouled Borges, to be honest. I think the official Espen Eskas has stopped it just to see if he's okay more than anything.
Still Uruguay attack down this right side, the near side as we look. Into the 5th minute of added time. Varela lays it to Bentancur. They're coming infield now, Uruguay. Oliveira towards the left. Dummied by Valverde. Picked up on the far side and then sent into the box. Diving header to clear by Cape Verde. Up towards the halfway line. This has been a pattern of play for much of the game. Uruguay coming forward patiently. Ugarte into the penalty area. Nodded down! Canovia's there! And Canovia has put Uruguay in front on the stroke of half-time. And this game has completely swung around in the space of a matter of minutes. It's Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 1.
What a goal this is, Mike. What a goal this one is. And this game has completely turned on its head. And Canovia has been involved in a lot. Physical battle all game. Finds himself the right side of the defence for him, the wrong side for Cape Verde. And it's a lovely finish into the box. As that happened, Espen Eskas, the referee, had put his hands up. 5 minutes had gone. That's what he was saying. It's a good delivery of Ugarte into the box. Lovely header back. Beautiful header back. Good time of the run. And a lovely finish for Canobio. And they've turned this game on its head. Real kick in the teeth for Cape Verde. And the team talk for both has changed now at half-time.
It was Maxi Araujo's downward header into the path of Canobio, who from a 6 yards out guided it to the left of Vozinha. And we're now going to see out the remainder of the first half. We thought Cape Verde would be going in at half-time in the lead, but 2 goals in the space of around 7 minutes, plus all the delays, has given Uruguay the lead. But from a neutral perspective, it has been a good first half to watch.
It's been a brilliant game. Brilliant game. They just caught out. The first goal, they're caught out by Aranjo. I don't know what's happened to him, Akanjo, but he's still on the pitch and he looks okay now. And then it's a beautiful, well-worked goal, the second one from Uruguay.
A second goal for his country for Agustin Canobio in what is his second World Cup appearance. Down this near side, we're into the 8th minute of added time now. It can't be much more. We were almost there before the goal, and still Uruguay have it. Much of the play has been inside the Cape Verde half for the first half.
Yeah.
But they had, until they conceded the equaliser, defended resolutely and not really looked like they were going to leak a goal. But unfortunately, Cabral's header struck the post and allowed Araujo to nod it in, and now Canobio has them in front. 8 minutes have passed. We're into the 9th, just, and as we say that, Espen Escas brings an end to what has been a very lively first period, a dramatic end to the half, after Kevin Pina had put Cape Verde in front with a 35-yard free kick, which skated along the ground to give Cape Verde the lead midway through the half. But 2 goals late on. First Maxi Araujo with a close-range header, and then Agustin Canobio with a close-range effort. Mean that at half-time, Darren Ambrose, it's Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 1. Thank you, Ollie. Yes, welcome back. We're about to get the second half underway. Cape Verde have made a change. Unsurprisingly, Telmo Akanjo, who was struggling at the end of the first half, has gone off, and in his place, Derry Duarte, born in the Netherlands, the younger brother of Laris Duarte, who's part of this squad, has come on. But it'll be Uruguay who'll get the second half underway, attacking the goal away to the left, leading by 2 goals to 1. And the ball is played back by captain Federico Valverde to his defenders. Uruguay in light blue shirts, dark shorts and dark socks. Cape Verde in all red. They're attacking the goal away to the right in the second half, and as it stands, Uruguay on 4 points in Group H alongside Spain, who earlier beat Saudi Arabia very comfortably, 4-0, type of Spain performance you would expect after the 0-0 draw against Cape Verde. And after that game, Belgium were held to a 0-0 draw by Iran in a terrific goalless draw. Plenty of action in that match, and we've got one more game to come overnight, and that is New Zealand-Egypt coming up at 2 o'clock. Cameron Pope and Perry Groves will be your commentators for that one. 2 a.m. kickoff. Here, it's a very quiet start to the second half, and the one thing that Cape Verde need to do is not concede a third goal early on, otherwise it will be a long, long way back.
Yeah, they need to try and create opportunities of their own, Cape Verde. I think the opening 15 minutes of the first half was all Uruguay.
Uruguay in the penalty area at the moment on this near side. Eventually goes out of play for a throw-in. It was Roberto Lopez who got the clearance. Pico, as he's known to his teammates. The pattern of play in the first half was very much everything. until Cape Verde counter-attacked. It was in their own half, and as they did then, and they're doing now, they're sitting very deep behind the ball. Even Gilson Benchimol, their most advanced player going forward, he's back defending as Rodrigo Bentancur skips away from Kevin Pina, his fellow number 6. Comes towards this near side, Uruguay's left. Nicely worked triangle. Doesn't quite come off in full, but still Uruguay have it. Oliveira trying to keep his feet. It's Duarte, the substitute, who helps Cape Verde get the ball away and into touch, but the pattern's continuing.
Yeah, the second half has started the way the first half started and finished. Uruguay pressurising, attacking. 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes into this, but you can already see the intent. They want to finish this game off as quick as possible.
I'll run through the two teams in full in a moment. Once things quieten, Verde sends a cross from left to right, which is nodded out for a throw on the far side, in line with the edge of the Cape Verde penalty area. It's taken quickly. Down the line it goes, and back into centre field. Oliveira. It's very calm, then not much of a press from Cape Verde. Quite happy for the Uruguay to come at them in those positions around the halfway line. They're now on the edge of the penalty area, and it's going to come straight back again. That's the problem Cape Verde will have if they can't break out on the counter-attack and cause problems of their own, which they did a little bit in that first half. They're going to be defending for much of the second. In it comes from the right, comes off the head of a Cape Verde player for a corner. Let me run through the two teams quickly. Muslera in goal for Uruguay, Varela, Cáceres, Oliveira and Sanabria at the back. Ugarte, Valverde and Bentancur in midfield. Canobia and Araujo in support of Viñas up front. Cape Verde have Bozinha in goal, Moreira, Lopez, Borges, Cabral at the back, Pina in front of them, Mendes, substitute Duarte, Montero and Rodriguez in midfield, Benchimol up front. Corner comes in left-footed, headed away by Cape Verde. It's come off a Uruguay player, and there's a bit of respite for the Cape Verdeans.
Yeah, they just need to try and get a foothold of the game once again. It's a very similar pattern as we said to the first half. And then they did counter-attack. Well, Cancho was brought down. Bentancur picked up a yellow card. Kevin Pina with a lovely strike into the net to make it 1-0. They're still playing some neat football though.
And they want a free kick there, and the referee, he trotted past the player that was fouled. Yeah, I think he's probably been made aware by his fourth official possibly, or his assistant, because he didn't see it was just behind him, and then he tracked back to give the free kick.
Yeah, rightly so. They got there in the end. I think he might have bumped into himself, the referee, so he's playing a drop ball. I think as he went for the 1-2, was Montero, was it? Just run into the referee, and they played a drop ball back to Cape Verde. Good call.
They're in the left-back position as the far side as we look. Sidney Cabral can't get the better of Araujo. That's because Araujo has fouled him, and Cape Verde have a free kick out on their left. 5 minutes of the second half played. You're listening to Talk Sport at the FIFA World Cup 2026, where it's Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 1. We're getting a shot again of, is that Hristo Stoichkov?
It certainly is.
Yes. Sitting alongside Cafu.
I'm glad they put the name tag behind Cafu, like no one would know who that was.
I actually got a selfie with Hristo Stoichkov at the 2014 World Cup. He came through security at the broadcast centre when I did, and he couldn't have been less keen to do it, I have to say.
What a player though.
Cape Verde have it inside their own half, played forward and across the halfway line. Cabral in field to Rodriguez, and now they go to Duarte towards his right side in midfield. Uruguay pressing quite high up towards the halfway line, not overly committing, but enough to force Cape Verde to move forward, and they're going to try a long-range shot which is struck with power but not much accuracy from Sidney Cabral.
Yeah, he found himself forward up the pitch. There was no conviction whatsoever. You see Jerry Rodriguez a little bit frustrated that he didn't get the through ball. It's a shot on goal though.
He scored a couple of goals for his country, Sydney Cabral, but he won't be playing in the third game of the group because he's picked up a second yellow card of the tournament in this game. Although he's done really well there to get the better of his old foe for the night, Agustin Canobio. Uruguay have it back. Ugarte over to the far side to find Canobio, the scorer of the second goal. Checks in on his left foot towards the right-hand angle of the box. Ugarte then sweeps it to the left side. Now at the left side of the penalty area. In it goes. Trying to work it quickly, Ugarte. Cape Verde trying to clear. Not doing a particularly good job until eventually the forward header is at Vozinha. I haven't mentioned Vozinha's name much tonight. He hasn't really, other than taking the ball out of the net, it could do nothing about the goals. He's not had that much to do.
Yeah, and as you said, none of the goals his fault. As much possession and attacking threat that Uruguay have had, they haven't tested him, as you said, apart from the 2 goals which he couldn't have done anything about.
Both close-range finishes from Maxi Araujo and Agustin Canobio. Ugarte to the left. 8 minutes gone in the second half. 2-1 Uruguay lead. Oliveira forcing his fellow defender Cáceres out to the far side. It's patient, doesn't need to be rushed. They have the lead. Ugarte then rather wastefully thumps it very long, far too long. He apologises to his teammate for doing so because it's gone all the way out for a goal kick to Cape Verde. Next up for these two teams in their third match of Group H, Cape Verde plays Saudi Arabia in Houston on the 26th of June. As for Uruguay, they face Spain on the same day in Guadalajara. That should be an interesting contest, especially if they've both got 4 points. They'll be battling it out for top spot. Remember, third place could still make it. 8 third place teams with the best records will go through to the round of 32. No surprise to hear that Uruguay have possession again.
Yeah, it's difficult at the moment for Cape Verde. Now Uruguay have the lead as well. Means they have to go for it. They have to go for a goal, which will leave them open. And we've already seen them carve them open with the Canobio goal. Just need to be aware of Uruguay's threat going forward.
Oliveira, plenty of time to look up and then push the ball out to the far side. It can come back into the goalkeeper, Muslera. I was about to say earlier on that he's actually gone joint third in appearances for Uruguay alongside Edinson Cavani. 136 caps now for Muslera, but still 25 off Diego Godin, who has 161 and is Uruguay's most capped player. Roberto Baggio is in the crowd. He was a good player, wasn't he?
There's some superstars there, isn't there?
Of course, Baggio mostly remembered for missing the penalty in the shootout of the '94 final against Brazil, but my goodness, if you're not old enough to remember Roberto Baggio, he was a superb dribbler of the ball, wasn't he?
Yeah,
are you old enough to remember Roberto
I am
Baggio?
old enough.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember the penalty miss. Although only a year ago I found out that Roberto and Dino weren't related at all.
No, they
I thought they were always thought they were brothers.
No,
Dino Baggio and Roberto Baggio.
No, they played together in the Italy team, but no, they weren't brothers. But Baggio is one of the best players of his generation. They're watching on with Uruguay leading 2-1. 11 minutes played in the second half on TalkSport. As the header clear, it's picked up by Cape Verde, but it's not dealt with that well, and Uruguay might get in ahead here, and they've got numbers up, but they've gone long. Good defensive work, actually. It forced Uruguay to hit it long, and it's gone back into Vozinha's arms. And he will put it down at his feet and work it out for Cape Verde. There's still plenty of time, 35 plus minutes to go. They're only a goal down, but they haven't got forward that much. They played defensively a lot of this game, as they did against Spain. Back to Vozinha again. Lopez. Cape Verde moving forward. I haven't seen them move forward like this in the game that much. A lot of it has been counter-attacking at pace. Oh, they might have a player. That's a foul. That's a clear pull by Oliveira on Benchimol. Or is it not? I thought it was Oliveira pull on Benchimol. Is that what's been given?
I mean, it was very cynical. It was good play, Benchimol turning Oliveira. He just had hold of his shirt, dragged him back. And it looks as though the official had brandished the yellow card to another player, but I think it's definitely Oliveira that committed the foul. Very cynical, because Benchimol was in on goal, by the way. It was a lovely turn. He done what he had to do, Oliveira.
And on that note, Benchimol will now make way. That was his last action of the game. He's coming off. So going to be a double substitution. And the two players coming on. The other player coming off, incidentally, is Gary Rodriguez. So Benchimol and Rodriguez off. And Nuno da Costa and Helio Varela have come on. Nuno da Costa plays his football in Turkey for Istanbul. Başakşehir. He's 35 years of age. Varela, 11 years his junior. Came on as a sub in most of the qualifiers, did Varela. It's going to be a free kick to Cape Verde. It's about 35 yards out. It's to the left this time, maybe 30 yards out. They're going to go for goal. The wall does its job this time, Darren.
Yeah, that much better wall. Straight in the face. Is it Viñas? A lot braver. I wonder if Marcelo Bielsa had said anything at half-time. Just stuck his head into that. It was well struck from Montero. He put his head into it, knocked him over. He's probably noticed that he didn't get hurt.
So Cape Verde throw-in on the far side. We're approaching the hour mark. They need a goal to get back on level terms, having led this game.
Strange for me, Mike. Kevin Pina with the goal in the first half of the free kick, not taking that free kick there, whether he hasn't got the technique from a little bit closer, but you'd expect the confidence that would be oozing through Kevin Pina. Montero took the opportunity. Surprised me.
They struck it all right, just the wall did its job this time, which it didn't do for the Pina free kick. Play is back in Uruguay's hands. Winners of the World Cup in 1950 and 1970. Twice finished fourth. Plenty of pedigree in this competition, but not for some time. Cape Verde debutants. Oh, it's a mistake here at the back by Uruguay, and Cape Verde have equalised. It's a horrendous error at the back by Uruguay, and the dream goes on, and it's the substitute Helio Varela. It might well be his first touch. Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 2.
Wow, what an introduction this is. Helio Varela. And the dream lives on for Cape Verde. It's a bad error from the Uruguayan defender. I think it's Mateus Oliveira.
He's just been booked.
He's just been booked, yeah. As we're just lucky to see the replay. The throwing goes back to Oliveira. A hopeful crossfield ball. But Muslera is in no man's land. Muslera's out 30 yards from goal. And Helio Varela gets there in front of him, touches it over the top of him. And such a cool finish from about 22, 23 yards. Just volleys it into the empty net. And the dream continues for Cape Verde. game on again.
Well, it was a missed kick by Oliveira, but what was Muslera doing so far out? Was he expecting the back pass?
He must have been, but it was neither nor from Oliveira. I don't know if he tried to find Caceres or Muslera. He's found himself in no man's land, but what an introduction for Helio Varela to nip in there, touch it over him and coolly strike it in on the volley with his right foot from 22 yards. And he's a hero.
They're not going anywhere, are they, Cape Verde?
Wow.
They're here to stay in this World Cup. 2-2 with about half an hour to play. You just had that feeling, the way that Uruguay started the second half as they did the first, having got the lead, that they were going to gradually work their way to a 3-1 lead. But no. we shouldn't have doubted Cape Verde.
Anything but, Mike. It's been all Uruguay this second half, but now they're in again.
They're coming forward again. They've got 3 players up. Good challenge, but they've got plenty of red shirts forward. Montero! Oh, onto the roof of the Uruguay net. It's a good hit, but it dips just above the crossbar. That would have tested out Muslera.
Wow, they're coming forward. Unbelievable strike. At first I thought it was going miles over, but it dipped in the last minute and hit the roof of the net. Just dipped a little bit too late. Could this be the biggest shock? There's still a long way to go.
They've already held Spain to a goalless draw, the European champions. They're now back on level terms with Uruguay, the 2-time world champions. Marcelo Bielsa doesn't quite know what to do. His arms are outstretched. He goes to his coaches. I think they're going to have to make some changes. Cape Verde have a player down. I think it's Kevin Pina who's down on the floor. And a little bit of respite. But goodness me, Darren, there was a danger that this game was going to drift away, but it's not. It's all back on this wonderful edge again.
Well, you've got to give credit to Babista. Made the 2 changes. Didn't need Nuno de Costa come on, Helio Varela. And it was Varela that just nipped in front of Muslera, who we have to say again was in no man's land. Found himself 25 yards out from his own goal. It was poor error from Mateus Oliveira. But how cool was that finish, Mike?
Your first 2 touches at a World Cup and you score.
What a dream start for him. Incredible. We've got the pictures in front of us, a close-up of Mateus Oliveira. Just been booked as well for dragging back Benchimo when he was in on goal. Hands over his face. Tears from the bench of the Cape Verde players.
You can tell how much it means. Now Uruguay have to go forward again to try and get in front, but we saw in the first half how confident Cape Verde were when they got the lead. They came out of their shells, if you know what I mean, but only from a defensive to attacking point of view. And now there are some really concerned faces amongst the Uruguay fans.
They don't know what's hit them. As you said, they got the 2 late goals in the first half. They'd have thought they'd come out, take control. I even said to Ollie, this could be 2, 3, 4 or 5, but you never know. You never know with football, and you never know with Cape Verde. Are these everyone's second favourite team now, Mike?
I was just thinking that a moment ago. I think every neutral fan is going to want Cape Verde to keep on going because they're bringing life to this World Cup. Their first appearance at the tournament. They've already held Spain. They're holding Uruguay, and we're almost at the midway point of the second half. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Talk Sport. We've got another commentary to come at 2 o'clock. New Zealand against Egypt. As Federico Valverde shoots. Tucked inside. They gave him too much space. He'll have another go here as he tries to lay it through. Cape Verde can't clear it. And eventually they're going to break away from their own penalty area. It needed Varela. That's the Uruguay Varela. We've got Varelas on both teams now. Guillermo Varela to defend it. Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 2. Yes, you haven't misheard that scoreline if you've just joined us.
It's a brilliant game, by the way. A brilliant game. The defending from Cape Verde, apart from, you'd say, the second goal where Uruguay carved them open, has been outstanding. Whenever a Uruguayan forward has the ball, there's 4 or 5 players in a red shirt around them. And then they counter-attack with pace. And they've got their 2 goals.
Uruguay have it with the score of their second goal. Canobio over on the far side. He's just about got a corner. No, yes he has. He's got a corner on the far side. Cabral couldn't keep it from going across the byline. So we're almost at the midway point. After this we'll probably have a hydration break. I don't know who it benefits really. It probably benefits Uruguay a bit more than it does Cape Verde. And Uruguay are going to make 2 substitutions anyway. Darwin Nunez is one of those getting ready to come on. But Uruguay have a corner away to our left from the far side of the field. It's an in-swinger from Araujo. It's really powerfully headed away, but it's fallen back at the feet of Maxi Araujo, who's working his way into the area. Ugarte! Oh, goodness me, it's still there! And Uruguay have forced it over the line. But the flag has gone up. My gosh, it was calamity. The ball looked like it had been dealt with, and then it was dropped by Vizinha.
Oh, this is unbelievable. I thought it was offside initially from the corner. As it came out, it's so close. Because there's a player on the line, but I think Vizinha might have stepped up, so there was only one behind him. And as you said, then it hit the post, come back to Vizinha. He drops it. And it's followed up Araujo. Lovely little dink finish over him. And then the assistant referee's flag goes up over the far side to stop the celebrations. I'd like to see it again. Did Vizinha step up and make that only one player behind? But they're checking it.
They are checking it. Federico Valverde went to speak to Espin Escas, the referee, and he said, we're checking it. So although the goal was ruled out by the assistant referee's flag, if Espin Escas checks this further, it may well be a goal, and Uruguay might be back in front again. Concern on the part of the mother of, well actually no, not so much, because she's dancing up in there, and Vizinha's mum is up in the right in the high part of the stadium, and it was offside, and the goal will not stand. It's 2-2 still.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to get replays in front of us. I'm sure we'll see another one in a minute, Mike, and we can see. I just don't know if he was, I don't know if the player was playing him offside or whether Vizinha was playing him offside. Obviously 2 players have to be behind him. We're going to see it again as they're making their changes.
Yes, 2 changes by Uruguay. Jovan Cabral is on in place of Manuel Ugarte, and Darwin Nunez has also come on. As for Cape Verde, the goal scorer of the first goal, the free kick, Kevin Pina, is coming off to be replaced by Laris Duarte. So the Duarte brothers are on now, both of them. Just need confirmation of that other Uruguay player that left the field. It was Ugarte. Was one of them. And now we are going to have the hydration break. Who does this benefit, Darren Ambrose?
I mean, I think probably both. And I've not been a massive fan of this hydration break. It's been a real high-paced second half, and it's clearly really humid out there. You can see by the shirts, they're all sticking to the players. So I think on this occasion, the drinks break is probably needed.
Yeah, it's about 30 degrees centigrade in a stadium that doesn't have air conditioning, it doesn't have a roof, and it is in a very humid part of the country down in Florida. The stadium itself is actually the home of the Miami Dolphins football team. It's hosted 6 Super Bowls in its history. So it's a recognised sporting venue. Football, or soccer as they might call it locally, is what's taking centre stage at the moment. And in World Cup terms, it's Cape Verde who are taking centre stage.
They certainly have. They've got, 20 minutes plus added time. So either hold the Uruguayans, or dare we say it, could they get a winner in this match? Marcelo Bielsa deep in tactical conversation with his players, and the Cape Verde players seem very relaxed, very chilled, getting their fluids on board. This makes for a good last 20 plus whatever they're going to add on.
Confirmation of the Uruguay substitutions. The two players going off, Ugarte and Viñas. The two players coming on, Nicolas de la Cruz and Darwin Núñez. Núñez has not scored for Uruguay for 2 years. He got 9 goals in 24 appearances for Al Hilal last season. They finished second in the Saudi Pro League. They won the King's Cup. But he looks like he might be leaving after they signed Karim Benzema, who then took Núñez's foreign player spot in the team, which meant he didn't play again for the rest of the season. So he might be heading back to the Premier League, you never know. 3 years at Liverpool. So the hydration break has obviously given fans a chance to have a bit of a jig as well, with their tequila ringing round. And now we're going to resume. 73 minutes on the clock. There'll be a fair bit of added time. It's Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 2. They're both on 2 points. Spain lead the group on 4. Is someone going to take advantage tonight and join Spain on 4 points?
Long way to go. You'd have to say long way to go for the Cape Verde players. But the Uruguayans sometimes look like they're running out of ideas. Darwin Núñez brought on. Sometimes he doesn't even know what he's doing, it seems like. But he offers that extra bit of speed, bit of spark. If an opportunity comes his way, you never know.
Well, he's put in a challenge straight away, which has taken down Cape Verde player. The referee was trying to play an advantage. Núñez apologises, doesn't get a yellow card or anything, but Cape Verde do get a free kick. So Darwin Núñez's first piece of action is to foul Sidney Cabral. And that goal that came out of nothing, that was gifted to Cape Verde, has basically taken the wind out of Uruguay's sails, hasn't it?
Yeah, it certainly has. Because they're really, we've spoken about this, they're difficult to break down.
Bozinia under pressure from Núñez, hits it towards the halfway line. It's headed back, and then Lopez miskicks, but it still finds its way through, and down the left, the far side as we look, Cape Verde are attacking, infield, oh lovely footwork, working it to the right edge of the penalty area. This is superb stuff from Cape Verde, and eventually it goes out for a corner. That was really nicely worked from left to right.
Yeah, it was beautifully worked. It was Nuno da Costa just come on, showing good footwork. Looked like he wanted to get on his right foot to have a shot. Couldn't get the space. Found the other substitute, Helio Varela. Just won his team a corner, got it onto his right foot, tried to get a cross in. They've got an opportunity now from the corner kick.
Can be taken by Jamiro Montero, who plays his football in the United States. Sends it in. Headed away at the near post. Was that by Uruguayan player? I think it was. It's going to be another corner. Roberto Lopez was the player coming in, and he almost connected. It was Bentancur who got the final touch.
Yeah, it's brave defending, Bentancur. I think maybe Roberto Lopez just a little bit more desire to get there first. Could have headed that towards goal. Bentancur behind him, off for another corner,
which Sidney Cabral will take this time from the right. Near side as we look, low to the near post. Headed out by Viñas. Not Viñas, he's gone, isn't he? Araujo. But it's back with Cape Verde on the halfway line, on the far side as we look. There's no reason not to believe that Cape Verde could win this game. Either of these teams could win it now, the way it's poised. And Bozinia, lovely bit of footwork to sidestep Núñez and play the ball upfield. And Cape Verde are on the attack again. They need numbers up. Montero, midway inside the Uruguay half, outside of the right boot, displaying the confidence that's going through their veins. They're working it forward. Heavy touch from Da Costa, put out of play on the far side. Cape Verde are in the ascendancy.
Yeah, that's brilliant stuff for Bozinia. Man of the moment. Comes back to him. Núñez, as we're just getting a replay of this offside. It looks like it is Vizinha, maybe that's playing him off, sorry, for the Araujo offside goal. But yeah, Vizinha comes back to him. Nunez shuts him down, just chops him inside. So cool and calm.
And now the pattern of the game is almost switching in a way. It's Cape Verde having most of the possession, and Uruguay pushing it back, but it's just coming straight back at them again. Worth pointing out, Uruguay 18th in the FIFA ranking. Cape Verde up to 63rd after their qualifying campaign. They're coming forward here. This is terrific running. Left-hand side, cut back. It's not the best of deliveries. There were only 2 red shirts to aim at, to be fair. And now Uruguay come away and they work it down the right. Canobio's after it. He's had a quiet second half. Agustin Canobio, he was really lively in the first half and scored the second goal, but he's not done a lot since the break. Uruguay have it with Valverde, far side as we look. It's the Uruguay right. Back it goes to Guillermo Varela. Worked to De La Cruz. Left side now, near side as we look. Sanabria clips it over the top for Nunez, brings it down in the area, tries to feed it to a teammate. He's at the angle of the box on the left, not being challenged. It's worked its way to Valverde, out to the right now, 25 yards out, infield to Bentancur. Cape Verde trying to swarm in on them, stifle them, not allow them any space. 12 minutes to go, 2-2 the score, into the area. Nunez trying to turn, he can't get a shot away. Cape Verde can try and break now. They've got a spare man on the left and they go for him and they find him. That's a lovely first touch as well. Across comes Varela, cleanly should I say, makes the challenge. It's a really good tackle by Varela. And now Uruguay attack. It's end to end. Nunez out to Valverde, who clips it to this left side. Sanabria brings it down, tries to cross. It's blocked by a defender. Oh goodness me, this has been a cracking game all round. De La Cruz, 30 yards out, strikes the shot, but it's rising, and Vizinha was untroubled. As we look towards the benches again for another change, it's going to be Cape Verde. They're going to take off, I think it's going to be Jamiro Montero. He's going to come off, and on in his place is going to be Yannick Semedo. Plays in Portugal, like 7 of the squad play their football in Portugal, understandably. It's a former Portuguese colony, is Cape Verde. They have possession now on the halfway line. 10 minutes of normal time remaining. Is that a late foul? Not according to the referee, it isn't. And Araujo is screaming at Espen Escas. And I think some cramp has got in to the legs of Steven Moreira.
It looked like a foul to me as well, Moreira. Might have been on Araujo.
They're really looking confident again, Cape Verde, and the game is opening up.
They're just under no pressure for me. Everyone expects them to lose games like this. They look, every one of them, like they're enjoying themselves out there, and rightly so.
Long ball forward by Uruguay this time, brilliantly defended by Lopez, heads it to a teammate. In the centre circle now, Cape Verde trying to get forward. Across comes Darwin Nunez, who'd come deep to defend. Uruguay have it back. Forward it goes to De La Cruz. Now Araujo, left side, goes towards the byline, crosses it in. Nunez beaten to it by Borges. They've defended so well. Apart from conceding the goals, they've been really solid. And we have another change breaking up the play, and Araujo is going to leave the field, having scored in this game as he did in the opening game. And his replacement is, I think it was Brian Rodriguez, was it? Yes, it was. Brian Rodriguez coming on in his place. Ball is now at the feet of Vizinha. I mean, it's a big question to ask, Darren, but is there a match winner out there?
I mean, it's so hard to predict in this game. You and I done the Ghana-Panama game the other day, and I didn't think there would be. It was such a boring 0-0. There's sometimes good 0-0s, that one wasn't, and there ended up being a winner in that game. You cannot predict football. There could be more than one goal in this game.
Uruguay have it, near side, 2-2 the score, 8 minutes plus stoppage time. You're listening to Talk Sport. More football to come at 2 o'clock in the morning, UK time. New Zealand versus Egypt. Cameron Pope and Perry Groves are readying themselves for that one. It's non-stop football across this summer at the FIFA World Cup 2026. We've got every game for you on the network. Throw-in taken by Uruguay into the Cape Verde penalty area. They're letting the ball bounce, and Lopez decides to sweep it away to the far side. Varella's after it, keeps it in for Uruguay. Canobio picks it up. They've both had 2 shots on target, and they've both scored 2 goals.
It's just incredible. Cape Verde with some outstanding goals as well. Second one a mistake, wasn't it, from Mateus Oliveira? They're still going.
Down the right now, Uruguay. That's a good cross from Canobio, but it's straight into the arms of a very relaxed looking Vozinha. And he bowls the ball down centre field, and it's kept by Mendes, the captain, battling away with Bentancur, but it's Bentancur who wins that particular battle. Uruguay forward, Brian Rodriguez towards this left side. The pass is short, Cape Verde clear, and that's a really nice turn by Da Costa. Again, it's one back, neither team able to hold possession for long periods. Uruguay down the left, near side as we look, blocked en route. Moreira's struggling a little, isn't he? The right back. It's going to be a throw-in to Uruguay.
Sanabria getting forward, not mentioning him at all really this match. He's getting forward, here he is again.
Left-footed cross deep into the penalty area. Canobio was coming in on it, and it's still in the box. Cape Verde struggling to get the ball away. Rodriguez has picked it up on the left edge of the area, and then his cross is deflected out for a corner. Uruguay are now providing the pressure. They're causing the greater threat.
Yeah, they're pushing, aren't they? They've got a corner now, opportunity to get in the box, get the big players up from the back.
Nunez is forward, 6 minutes of normal time remaining. 2-2 the score. Rodriguez, low ball to the near post, not the best of deliveries. He'll get a throw in because it's been headed back out into touch. Cape Verde fans feeling that they're nearly there with another point, and if they get a point, they could still finish in second place. They could still win the group if Spain were to lose, but I think Spain have got in the groove already. But it's still very open if it stays like this. De La Cruz for Uruguay, across the penalty area. Valverde plays it through. That was a terrific interception by Borges. Canobio with a cross. Vozinha away. Rodriguez, and 3 Cape Verde players throw themselves in front of Rodriguez, and one of them blocks the shot.
Trying to see who it was. I think it was the captain, Ryan Mendes, doing a captain's duty. Vozinha with a lovely touch. Good strike, Ryan Mendes dives in the way.
Rodriguez corner. Oh, it was glanced in by Bentancur, but Cape Verde's defence is there again. They are under immense pressure, but they're withstanding the threat. 4.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Uruguay 2, Cape Verde 2 in Group H of the World Cup. The corner is deep to the back post, flicked away off the Cape Verde head. It's going to be another corner from the far side. It's relentless from Uruguay.
It's heroic defending from Cape Verde. It's relentless from Uruguay. You ask, could there be a winner? At the moment, looks like it could be Uruguay.
Right wing corner, out swinger, headed off Mendes. Out it goes, only as far as Sanabria. Tries to guide it to Rodriguez on the near side. In the end, it's put into touch by Laris Duarte. And now Valverde switches the play for Uruguay, attacking the goal away to the left in the closing minutes of normal time with the score 2-2. Bentancur moving towards the right side to find Varela. Midway inside the Cape Verde half, they're forced back now to the centre circle. Cáceres can't find Rodriguez. Now Cape Verde have it on this their right wing, and they calmly, through their captain Mendes, try to work it forward, but they're not doing a good job of keeping possession at the moment, Cape Verde. They've got to be a bit more careful with their passing because they're giving the ball away too much.
Yeah, cheaply given away a few times now. They're soaking up pressure, winning it back, defending well, then giving it back to Uruguay. And the whole cycle starts again.
From inside the Uruguay half with their captain, Federico Valverde. Left side with Rodriguez, Sanabria, who's been a bit more advanced in this second half. Tired legs out there. Steven Moreira looks exhausted. It's hot, it's humid, it's tense. Down the line on the near side for Rodriguez. Fresh legs for Uruguay. Goes to the byline. Sliding challenge from those tired legs of Moreira, and he gets up again and limps away. He's really pushing himself.
They're all working extremely hard. Another corner to defend. They look comfortable defending it. Is this a commentator curse? I hope not.
Rodriguez to deliver in towards the edge of the 6-yard area. Varela hooks it up. It's hanging in the box. Cape Verde can't clear. There's a foul on the D. It's a free kick for Uruguay. Just outside the penalty area, De La Cruz was the player brought down. The offender, Yannick Semedo. So Uruguay have a free kick. It's just inside the D. That might be too close.
Yeah, he just got there first, didn't he? I think he blindsided Semedo in the end, De La Cruz. There's a few players, Uruguayan players around the ball. Valverde has it in his arms. He looks like the one that could take this. You'd expect him to be the one to take this.
He's the captain. He pulls rank, and we're getting a spider cam view of this. It looks like a really good angle for Valverde. They've got a draft excluder in the wall to stop it going underneath the wall. Vecina is organising his red-shirted Cape Verde players. Surely they won't suffer heartbreak in the final minute of normal time. Almost every Cape Verde player is in the wall. I mean, count them, Darren. Are there 9 in the wall? Something like that. Valverde, deep in concentration, steps forward, right-footed. Oh, it's gone over. He hit it cleanly. It was a really fierce hit, but it was rising.
Yeah, I think you called that. It's a little bit too close. That's not the technique to hit that close. But as you said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the wall. And the draft excluder. It goes for power, Valverde. Maybe just a clip, bend over the top would have been the better option. As we see this heroic defending. It wasn't Mendes.
Steven Moreira.
It was Moreira. Absolutely brilliant. And then got a block to the resulting corner, Bentancur. Brilliant.
One of the Cape Verde players has crashed into the hoarding on the far side. Substitute Helio Varela, who got the all-important second goal, the equalising goal. We are into added time. There's going to be 8 minutes as a minimum of added time at the end of this game. Helio crashed into the hoarding, and so there's a moment's delay. He's off the pitch. Referee might say that you need to get treatment or get back on. They're smiling, they're dancing. The Cape Verdeans are enjoying their time at the World Cup. They might have had the lead, but goodness me, if they get a draw here, it's another remarkable result. They've already drawn with Spain. 7 minutes away from another monumental result. Could they even win it? Here they come now into the area. De La Cruz stands in the way and then distributes it down the right wing, and Darwin Núñez is after it. Across goes Lopez to cover. Núñez waits for support down the right, goes around his man. There are Uruguayan players in the middle, and Federico Valverde is literally a couple of inches from converting in an empty net. He's now rolling around in pain as play continues and eventually goes out. That Well, if you're a fan of England and you remember it
Gaza.
as Gaza from 96.
It's brilliant play from Darwin Núñez. Goes round Roberto Lopez, puts the low cross into the box. It goes underneath Pazinha, but he does enough. At the back post, Steven Moreira does enough just to get there before Valverde.
Ball is thumped into a Uruguay player. Cape Verde coming forward. Down the left side, far side as we look. Here's Sidney Cabral, he's going to shoot towards goal. It's going to fall to a Cape Verde player. Blocked by Bentancur.
Good block.
Really good block. I mean, now Uruguay on the attack. They could win it. Canobio is in. Right edge of the area. Right-footed shot. Brilliant defending. Brilliant defending again from Cape Verde. They are literally throwing every ounce of energy to stop Uruguay scoring, and Canobio, well, if you'd have had to put a bet down, you'd think he would probably score. He's just ahead of his man, but for some reason they got back and blocked it.
It was brilliant defending. Roberto Lopez just done enough to get him wide on an angle. It's a lovely touch around the corner from Darwin Núñez. Done well since he's come on. He's done everything right. And there was Roberto Lopez, kept him wide. Hits it high and wide. What a game this is, by the way.
In the process of that, there's a yellow card for Dani Borges, must be for dissent in the aftermath of that. But brilliant play from Roberto Lopez, who's 34 years of age and has been on the pitch since the start.
They've got so much energy, these Cape Verde players, because Uruguay are really pushing at the moment.
Cape Verde have it, brought down on this near side by Mendes, Messi-like, one touch in mid-air, into the area, oh, there's space for a shot, oh, straight at Muslera. I tell you what, Luis Suarez is looking rather pensive up in the top of the stadium, because that, if the angle had been better on the shot, that might have gone in.
It's brilliant play, all round from everyone. Was it Luis Duarte with the initial chance? It might have been Yannick Semedo. Brilliant play from the goal scorer, Helio Varela. Ball out the air like it was nothing.
Uruguay have it now on the halfway line. 4 minutes of added time to come. 2-2 the score. There could be a winner here, the way this game is going. Canobio, who had a chance a moment ago, to Varela, crossed into the penalty area. Lopez with the header away. Cape Verde now trying to attack. Mendes, near side, he's got options. He's got plenty of options. Down the middle, there's a spare player right and left. Cape Verde in the clear here. Oh, is that a penalty? No, says the referee. It's a corner.
Oh, I tell you what.
Bentancur with the challenge on Nuno da Costa.
And he's saying, have a look at this. What a break. Finds Nuno da Costa, he's onside, cuts inside the defender. Bentancur comes back, he tries to get it away from it. He slides in. It's been checked. I thought that could have been a penalty.
No penalty, it's a corner.
Might be blinded myself from this Cape Verde performance.
They have a corner, out swinger, headed away by Bentancur. De La Cruz hooks it forward for Uruguay. Núñez is waiting, but he's got a defender for company. And back come Cape Verde again. This is unbelievable stuff. Switching play to the near side, the right. It's brought down by Laros Duarte. Right side of the penalty area. Away to our right. Mendes checks onto his right foot, shoots towards goal. It's blocked by Oliveira for a throw-in.
I don't want this game to end, Mike. What an ending it's been. End to end.
It's the kind of game where you wish it was a knockout game and it was going to go to extra time.
You certainly do.
It has been a roller coaster, especially in the last half an hour or so. Cape Verde come forward once more, away to our right. Duarte is fouled. Free kick midway inside the Uruguay half. We still have about 2 minutes left to play. If anyone scores now, that's it, they've won.
And the chance is there now for Cape Verde. Aris Duarte brought down from Bentancur, brought him down as we see the replay in front of us. I tell you what, I mean, he gets the pass away. That might be the only factor in that. But he clearly slides and catches him, Bentancur, to De La Cruz. De Costa, sorry.
Free kick, driven towards goal. A little wasteful, really. It's a long way out from Laris Duarte, and it bounces easily for Muslera, and Uruguay distribute it early. They're looking for a winner, but that's gone right the way through to Vozinha, who's going to see it out. I wonder whether the experience of Vozinha will say, I'll tell you what, let's take the point.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else will be saying that.
It's very gung-ho, isn't it? Swashbuckling stuff. Cape Verde have it on the far side, they're left. We've got about 30 seconds. I think there might be a little bit extra of added time. Driven forward by Borges, and it's gone all the way past Muslera. Seems to me like Cape Verde might be happy to take the point now. Marcelo Bielsa looking very tense on his ice box. Exasperated even. Tension abounds in the heat of Miami. Headed away by Cape Verde, back by Uruguay. Last few seconds of the 8 minutes. It's midway inside the Cape Verde half. It's then thumped forward, and it's a race for the ball on the near side, the right. Foul by Uruguay. It's a free kick for Cape Verde in front of their own fans on their right wing, and it might well be the last action of the game.
This is where heroes are made.
That's it. There's no time for it to be taken. The referee has blown his whistle to end it, and just as they did against Spain in their opening game, Cape Verde have earned a draw, a remarkable draw, even more remarkable than the Spain game, the way it went. 2-2 is the final score. It just doesn't tell the story. They took the lead after 21 minutes through a 35-yard free kick from Kevin Pina. But then 2 goals right at the end of the first half from Uruguay turned the game on its head. They started the second half strongly. They looked like they were going to eventually work Cape Verde down and win the game by more. But then a mistake at the back by Matias Oliveira led to substitute Helio Varela with his first 2 touches to bring the ball down and hit it into an empty net. And then after that, well, either team could have won it. It was end to end. Well, what a game, Darren Ambrose. 2-2.